woke up on a cold December morning, and I looked in the mirror. Who was that? I didn't recognize myself. My mind drifted to a meeting I had with my boss the day before. We were talking about my role and what my next role could look like, which was good, because neither of us was happy with how things were going at the moment. But he asked me a question I wasn't ready for. What do you want? What do I want? I don't know. But how can I not know? I've always known what I've wanted. I've always had a plan. But now, nothing. What had happened to my vibrant, curious, ambitious self? She had become dull, complacent, defeated. Something was off. There was a major misalignment between who I once was and who I'd become. I had become who others wanted me to be. And this off feeling, it wasn't just work-related. It seeped into every area of my life. It seeped into my body. And my reflection in the mirror, it said it all. 30 pounds heavier than I'd ever been. My eyes sunken. They were lifeless. I was so desperate for things to change, but I didn't know what or where to start. I felt like I was going insane. And it was only over coffee with a friend that things started to come together. She said, "Sam, you're not insane. You're in liminal space." I'm sorry, I'm in what now? Liminal space. You're transitioning between what is and what's next. Whoa, there is a name for this feeling of spiraling through the abyss? There is. And I spent months learning everything I could about it. I thought if I understand it, I can conquer it. The word liminal comes from the Latin word limen, which means threshold. Yeah, I was crossing a threshold, all right. I was starting this next chapter of my story. But now what? It was clear that my logical brain was of no help here, so I let my intuition take the wheel. I got back to that question. What do I want? Well, I wanted to find my voice, for starters, something I felt I had lost along the way. But how? Then it hit me. Singing lessons. So I hired a coach in Finland. God forbid I worked with anyone I know. Couldn't sing in front of anyone I know. She helped me dismantle my ego. For an hour a week, I got to just play. And I realized that approaching obstacles with a sense of childlike curiosity is much easier. Next was my health. I needed to reclaim it. So I thought, what is the biggest goal I could set for myself? A bodybuilding competition. So that's what I did. And what a journey that was. I discovered a level of discipline and perseverance I didn't know I had in me. Finally, I wanted to rediscover my strengths as a leader. I met an incredible, albeit unlikely coach. His name is Pico. Pico is a horse, specially trained in leadership development. I met him in the middle of a wild storm, and he was going nuts. But then I stepped into the paddock, and he immediately calmed down. He bowed his head. He knew he could trust me. Pico reminded me of my ability to help others feel safe through empathy and connection. All these experiences, they encouraged me to lean further into liminal space rather than force my way through. And then something unexpected happened. My core values began to emerge. Curiosity, perseverance, connection, to name a few. The more I realized them, the more I integrated them, the more I felt like myself. Our core values are inextricable from who we are. They are our inner compass. They help guide us to who we have the potential of becoming. But we can lose sight of them if we're not careful. I had spent years invested in a job, in a version of me that wasn't me at all. My core values were being compromised, and I didn't even know because I hadn't taken the time to define them. But that won't happen again. In conclusion, well, There is no conclusion, really. I'm still in liminal space, and I don't know what's next. If you're in liminal space too, if you feel lost on your journey of reinvention, rest assured that you're not insane and you're not alone. But trust your inner compass. Your values will guide you if you let them. With your values intact, you might not know where you're going, but you can always know you're going in the right direction. Thank you.